occasion.
In terms of what have you violated, just tell me where we are sitting. Why are we not supposed to sit there? Who is supposed to sit there? Tell me. Can you tell me who is supposed to sit where we are sitting? What right any other person has to sit where we are sitting that we don't have that right to sit there? Can you tell me? Yes. So, but you know how the cities in Parliament are, and the question you just asked presupposes that we have gone and usurped somebody's sitting place. Okay. So, whose sitting place have we taken that anybody should complain about?
As far as the NDC is concerned, they see themselves in majority.
I'm just even asking you, whose seats have we gone and taken for anybody to be angry that we have taken their seats? Is the MPP, do they have those numbers to sit where we are sitting more than us that we are sitting there now? Do they have that numbers?
Will there be a way out of this?
There should be any way out. We have sat where we are supposed to sit, and we are still, and we continue to sit where we are sitting.
To move you from that chair.
I'm saying that unless somebody proves to me that we have no right to sit where we are sitting. So can you just give me one reason why we should not sit where we are sitting? Because previously, when we had 106, did we ever come to sit there? So today, do we have the same 106? So the number that we have today entitles us to sit where we are sitting, and we will continue to sit where we are sitting.
The main business of a minute after midnight will be the election of a speaker and 2 deputies. The NDC, you've got your nominee, Alban Babin,
yes,
seasoned lawyer,
yes,
an experienced member of parliament, who unfortunately will not be in the 8th parliament, but could be with the 8th parliament as speaker.
Yes.
And nothing will change. You're going to vote for that person.
Oh, I believe that Honorable Alban Babin is not only the longest serving member of the parliament ever in the history of this country, but he has a deep-seated knowledge, expertise, and workings of parliament. In fact, if you have been covering this house, you will no doubt pay tribute to Alban Babin. There have been times when this house has been stuck in a quagmire about standing orders, application of standing orders, the laws, the constitution of this republic, and the rules and regulations of the house. We've had to rely on the accumulated experience and expertise of Babin to extract us. So Babin cuts across. He's a very well-respected member of this house, and there cannot be any better speaker. Indeed, the nominee of the MPP cannot match Honorable Babin in terms of expertise, knowledge, and the workings of parliament. He doesn't come near Honorable Babin. In fact, he's still even learning some of the rules of the house. Okay, so Babin has it at his fingertips. So if you are looking for somebody who can run this house and run this house in a more competent, dedicated to the satisfaction of all members of the house, it is Honorable Babin. So it is on that score that the good people of Parliament this time, inshallah, will vote for Honorable Babin to become the Speaker of the 8th Parliament.
And talking about voting, we have the numbers to decide this, and we have 275 members of Parliament that will vote.
Yes.
Now, if you want to look at the composition now, we have 137, one person standing in the middle. If parties involved, MPP, and decide to go according to what their party has asked them to do, when they decide to give them independent candidate, you still have to believe that they can go in your way.
So don't count your chickens before the eggs hatch. I can tell you that this is Parliament, and these are members of Parliament elected in their own rights from their constituencies. So wait until the vote takes place. So that's why I say don't be in a hurry to count your chickens before the eggs hatch, because you could be mistaken. Count eggs as chicken. So by the grace of Allah, I know that by the end of the vote, and it's supposed to be a secret ballot, by the grace of Allah Almighty, Babin will be declared the Speaker of the House for the 8th Parliament.
Maybe finally, before I let you go, because a lot is happening inside, will you be at the inauguration of the president-elect?
That is an illegitimate event. I will not be there, because I am telling you that it's the product of fraud. It's an exhibition there to exhibit fraud, and that is why we are in court, and we contest. The president did not win. He's not. We don't recognize his status as a president-elect. We don't recognize him because he did not win.
Collectively, the NDC will not be at the inauguration.
The leadership has not taken a decision, but I know that I will not be there, and I know that to a very large extent, the leadership for our party may gravitate towards that, even though the decision is for the leadership. I can't speak for the leadership, but I will personally not be there, and I know there are a good number of my colleagues who will not step foot there, because we think it's an illegitimate event.
Thank you very much. Honorable ABA Fusenin is a member of Parliament, and as we heard from him, he will not be at the inauguration of President-elect Nana Dankwa Akufo-Addo. The issue about seating arrangement, doesn't look like it will be resolved anytime soon because the NDC is they've resolved they will not move from the right side of the speaker because they have the numbers that entitle them to occupy the right side of the speaker. The MPP says that they will not confront them on this matter. That's how come in their own wisdom they've decided to occupy the left side of the speaker. And this seating arrangement is because we have the speaker in the chair to decide now. We will bring you more reactions. And then we'll also have our own chat as how this is going. So, honorable member for elect for Kade, right?
Yes, please.
Congratulations.
Thank you, sir.
How is it going inside? Have you located your seat?
Yes, please. Found it.
You are happy with where you are sighted?
I'm comfortable. Yeah.
So, how is it going to go tonight?
Actually, I'm a freshman, and it's nothing I really know. But then,
surprised at the way things are unfolding in the chamber.
Yeah, it's the first time. So first time means everything is new.
What's the instruction to you, for example, in terms of the speakership?
Actually, now we belong to the majority, and then we know that they're going to elect a speaker for today. So yeah,
you're going to have your way.
Of course, we have a way already because with the majority, it means we have the opportunity to elect our speaker.
Thank you very much, Honorable Elect for Kade. And so, Evans, we are still here at the main entry to Parliament House, and around the Chamber of Parliament, a lot of talks, MPs in small meetings, and my information is that they are trying to resolve what is happening in the chamber before the Clerk of Parliament take over the business of the House. That will be a minute after midnight, and then the first order of business will be the election of a speaker to preside over the Parliament of Ghana. And already we have two nominees. The MPPs, Professor Mike Aaron Okwe, who well, the life of the same Parliament has not come to an end, so I would say that who is the current Speaker of Parliament, and his tenure will come to an end at exactly midnight. And then a minute into Thursday, 7th January, he will present himself as nominee of the MPP for the election of the Speaker of Parliament. The NDC side, they have former Member of Parliament for Nandoli Kalio, Aban Baben, and he will come against Professor Mike Okwe, and then with 137 plus one independent. We do not know whether the injunction that was secured by the MPP, for want of a better word, in the Asim North constituency, we do not know whether the clerk office has received a copy from the court, even though I can confirm for sure that the MP elect for Asim North on the NDC side is in the chamber. He's taking his seat, and we're waiting to hear what the directive from the clerk will be relating to the injunction that was secured in court in the Cape Coast High Court today, and then the directive as to whether he will be asked to move out of the chamber, because the standing order is clear. If you are asked to move and you don't move, the clerk or whoever is presiding can direct the marshal to move you out of the chamber physically. We wait to see how members of Parliament on the NDC side will react to this. If the clerk should direct that because of the court injunction, the fact that he cannot be in the chamber, and whether he should move and decide not to move, and then the marshal is called upon to move him out of the chamber physically, that will be something that we are all waiting to see how Parliament will resolve this particular matter. Even seating arrangement has become an issue. So how are they going to deal with the issue of speakership and the issue of the court injunction? You can only guess what is ahead of us, Evans.
With us, I want to bring in Honorable Merkuduka, is the MP-elect for Takwang Swayam, who is joining us right now. Elting will join us for a quick conversation right after this. But congratulations, Mr. Merkuduka.
Thank you, my brother.
Yes, and let me start with the myth in your constituency. There's a story told that in your constituency they counted the votes 5 times. There are 4 occasions you lost, and on the 5th occasion you won by 100 votes. Tell us what happened. Is that the case?
Evans, it's not true. That's not what happened.
So how many times they counted?
We counted at the various polling stations, came to the collation center, did the collation, and that's all. Sended it.
So how many times?
Just once.
The collation center. After the collation center,
No. That's not
Winston,
true.
you heard the story
Yes,
too?
I mean, I heard that it was counted 5 times.
He said he heard.
Yeah, but my
Speculations are,
Hold on, but I mean, let's be very frank here. You and I from the Western region, and we know I have sources in the Takwan constituency. And my sources in the constituency told me that it was after the 5th recount that you emerged victorious.
Unfortunately, you weren't there, and your source, maybe you may not be able to disclose. And I must put it on record that not everybody was allowed to go to the coalition center, but I was there. And I'm telling you, as a member of parliament, I'm not just speculating, and I'm telling you what happened.
And I'm asking, did you do recollation?
No, just that we got there, something was projected, and one of my agents said, no, this is not the right figure. So he corrected, and we continued. That's all. That's all that
projected that you said wasn't the right figure.
I mean, after counting or taking about 100 polling stations, then projected a figure that was wrong because they were collating together. So you couldn't have even put something on the board or project on the wall without, checking with the other agents. All the various agents were there when we did the coalition, and they all assented. So I'm surprised when I hear people say, oh, they counted. Some are saying 10, some are saying 5. They are coming up with their own figures. Some even said Mekudika has lost. Didn't you hear that?
Yeah, well, it was close.
Victorious, so.
Yes, it was. Indeed, it was close. But Mekuduka, by God's grace, won.
Congratulations. Now,
Thank you, my brother.
What's your expectation tonight?
Yes, I'm thinking of protecting the image of Ghana, because if we go by the target chosen by the minority, then obviously we will not be sending good message out there. So we need to take our time, allow the process to flow, because we need to elect a Speaker of Parliament. And I don't think where we even sit now is necessary, because it's going to be chaired by the Clerk of Parliament. We don't have a Speaker of Parliament. And majority is not determined by, at the plenary, it's not determined by number of people who enter there. It's practically determined by number of seats you occupy there. That's majority. So we are going to occupy seats, and the seats, those who are going to occupy the seats are going to vote. And majority will obviously mean the speakership. And it is then, there and then, that we're going to have, or we're going to determine who sits where. I mean, it will come up practically. So we're going to go by the law. We're not going to, in a way, fight. We're not going to shout. Let's the process.
So you're voting for Professor Michael Quay?
Obviously.
Okay.
Obviously.
All the best tonight.
Thank you, my brother. Okay. I'm grateful to have you, and a pleasure being here.
Grateful. We're going to be speaking to Kojo Ponkruma, who's going to join us shortly here on set. But let me bring you in, Winston. Winston, there's a lot happening now in the House that is fascinating. One of the biggest surprises for the MPP, they walked in expecting to go and sit on the right side, and the NDC had gone to sit there in their white, and they came here earlier with in buses than the MPP did, and have managed to take the side normally reserved for the majority. Now the biggest one, I think, it is the issue surrounding the Asin North. There is every indication from all the interviews that we've had that the Asin North member of parliament elect is in the House. And in fact, we understand he possibly is in the chamber. And the NDC is insisting that he will participate in the proceedings to elect a speaker. That is going to be fascinating.
Look, let me tell you something. I think that the NDC scored a major first over the NPP. Okay, you saw KT Hammond when he got into the chamber trying to tell the NDC to move to the left side. So if we saw the NDC coming with OA buses. Later on, we saw the MPP coming with STC buses. If there's anything like a moral boosting victory, a moral boosting first, I think the NDC has done just that over the NPP. But we'll get into the conversation about the Asin North NP. But we're told that Elton John Brobby has Dr. Kwabena Donko.
We will go to Kwabena Donko shortly, but we are going to be joined by the MP led for Fuansa Yeribi, the communications minister, who will join us on set, and then we'll go to Elton, who is standing by with the Anna Dompra, who is the whip, by the way. Elton is definitely excited about the position Elton is in. I don't envy him, because he's really at the nerve center with all the MPs who are coming in, and so we're going to go there shortly as we get the information minister in. Remember, our coverage is brought to you by Petrosol. Clean fuel in full quantity is always a delightful experience. Cowbell Coffee, taste it, love it. Magdan Shipping and Logistics Limited, your total logistics partner. Pad Ever Limited, your home of modern furniture. DBS Roofing, we truly are roof experts. Festival, adding flavors to your life. Wateri Lotteries is you just make sure you follow star 787 hash. Ghana's premier biggest jackpot lottery. HEPA Plus mixture for your general well-being. And of course, as I said, Kojo Ponkrumah, the information minister, has us join us on set, and you are dressed in resplendent, Kinte. Is there any significance behind this, by the way?
Give it to me.
Okay. and who? How dare you not wear it?
You have to wear it.
She who must be obeyed.
She who must not be questioned.
Must not be questioned. Anyway, congratulations.
Thank you.
And Happy New Year.
Happy New Year to you guys as well.
Are you excited about tonight?
I think it's a solemn night where Parliament is turned into a big polling station for the single business of the election of the Speaker and possibly deputy speakers, depending on the order of business and the appetite of the House. It's also a night that MPs elect who have been issued with the necessary warrants have the opportunity to come in and to take an oath that will be administered when a speaker is elected. So we're all expectant.
Were you surprised when you walked in and your traditional seat that you've been in for 4 years has been taken by your friend from the other side?
No, because I think about 2 days ago, we got indication that they will be nominating their candidate for speaker. They will be coming in a bit earlier, trying to take on the seats that are traditionally observed as the seats to the right-hand side of a speaker when a speaker is in the chair. And we'll be seeking to engineer a lot of drama tonight and tomorrow morning with a view of taking away from the grace that is supposed to be associated with an occasion like this. And so we are quite prepared for the kind of things that they want to do today and tomorrow.
So we know the speaker will be elected after 12 midnight.
Yes.
Now, it's going to be by secret voting.
Yes.
You have just one, maybe two, majority over the NDC.
Yeah.
Aren't you scared that one of you, particularly those who may have been offended by Professor Michael Quay, would vote for Alban Bagbin and flip it in the NDC's favor?
Now, I mean, in elections, anything is possible. There are also those who may have been offended by Mr. Alban Bagbin, who may decide to flip from their side and join us so that we get more than the 138 that I think everybody expects us to pick. Of course, let's admit it is a very close parliament and therefore a very close election. If my memory serves me right, Peter Alajete, when he was nominated by the then minority, actually got 2 votes from the majority side. So you are very right in saying that nobody goes or should go into this with comfort and joy that it's a done deal. But I do not think that our leadership is also approaching it with that view that this is a done deal. The necessary exercises that need to go on in terms of whipping our votes and ensuring that we have all our members here and getting the members being undertaken.
And talking about whipping your votes, is there an indication that members would have to show how they're voting?
I don't have that kind of indication. This, if I'm correct, is a secret ballot. I've seen the Electoral Commissioner's booths already available in the Speaker's lobby.
The Electoral Commission is being...
I've seen the Electoral Commissioner's booths, the booths for the election in the Speaker's lobby as we were caucusing before we came in. So it is my expectation that they'll bring those booths in for a secret ballot. we are hopeful that it will give us an opportunity to possibly even get more than the 138 that people are expecting.
You are hoping that an NDC MP will vote for you.
Well, if you look at Mr. Bagman and his history in the NDC, especially his history when it comes to the Mahama side of the NDC and the kind of things that he has said and done in times past to cause angst within their camp. When we speak to them, there are a lot of them who are, like, the time comes, so it really comes home. So we are also hopeful.
They tell you they're going to be voting against
Well,
it.
they haven't exactly said that, but we have a conversation among ourselves. So we are also hoping that we can pull some of those, especially those from the Mahama flock who are in angst about what Mr. Bagban said and has been saying about Mr. Mahama over the years, that we can get them onto our side and give us more than the 138 that we are looking for.
Now, Mr. Ponkuma, tonight we saw what happened. The biggest surprise I can go into tonight was a decision of the High Court in Cape Coast when it has to do with the Asinov. Now, your NDC colleagues tell us he is going to be participating fully.
I think we've cited him in the chamber.
Yes, but they say he's there.
Yeah.
What's your reaction to that?
You see, I think that we should do some public education. First of all, tonight, Parliament is just one polling station. I've heard people talk about who is sitting on the majority side, who is sitting. It all doesn't matter. Parliament is only a polling station tonight for the purposes of electing a speaker, who will then proceed to swear in members of Parliament. And then if the appetite is there to elect the deputy speakers tonight, we may choose to do so as well. Therefore, tonight, in our estimation, who sits on the left, who sits on the right is inconsequential. And that's why we have elected that we will not grant the grace of this drama that our friends from the other side are hoping they can engineer by coming in early, sitting on the right, then hoping that we will come in and try and remove them or something. That's what they are hoping to engineer. We're not going to grant them that. Because tonight, if you read the rules, the business is simple. The clerk of Parliament after midnight will announce that these are MP select. The 8th Parliament is about to commence. We don't have a speaker. May I receive nominations? When those nominations are made available, we'll then go into a vote. Now, that vote, like every other vote at every other polling station, you don't show up and say, I want to vote. You've covered elections. If you showed up at any polling station and said, I want to vote because my father says I should come and vote, you'll be thrown out. Because the security at the polling station, the electoral officials at the polling station. What is going to happen is that they are going to call the roll of MPs elect as has been provided by the Electoral Commission. And if indeed the clerk has been served by the ruling of the court, then it means that Parliament is injuncted from calling a particular name from a particular constituency. Is that person going to say at that point that he has elected that he's coming by force for a ballot paper to go and vote and put it in the box? Tell me, you are a journalist, you cover elections at polling stations. So it's the drama that our colleagues on the other side are looking for. But there are rules that apply, and you will notice when the time comes that they will call. They will call Ofonsia Yebi, Kojo, or Ponkuma. They can't call anybody else. And assuming somebody's been injuncted or I've been injuncted, and the clerk has been served, the clerk will be stopped from calling me to come and receive a ballot paper, because just like any polling station where your name is not on the voter roll. So I don't think there should be too much worry. We on our side are quite clear. The most important thing is to ensure that the minimum 138 votes that we require, we get it to get our proposed speaker in the box, and we should be fine.
Okay. Elting just been managed to speak to Asiru Nketia, because I know the party is involved in the decisions, and I know your party as well in everything. We're going to be getting Asiru Nketia's interview to you shortly. Elting will stand by with that. But isn't that the thing about the whip and the party? Your party is whipping you with your whip, obviously, and the question about what's going to happen. The NDC side is firm on what is going to happen tonight in terms of their posture. You've talked about the drama. They are insisting that the man will vote, and that first of all the service. You know, if have to confirm that
I don't have clarity on that one. I've heard in the grapevine that the clerk has been served. I can't confirm that. You may want to have your people check. But listen, assuming the clerk has not even been served, we have a minimum 138 votes that we are hoping to have in the bag, which still gives us a majority in electing our speaker. If the clerk has been served, then it means that he will be stopped from participating in that process. So I think we should let the rules play out. It's not really a big deal.
Quick confirmations. Who's your nominee for first deputy speaker?
We are pretty clear in our mind that Joseph Osei-Usu will be our nominee for first deputy speaker, assuming we opt to go for that election tomorrow morning as well.
And the second deputy?
Well, again, there's a lot of conversation in the caucus. There are those who are of the view that we should be magnanimous, and despite what our colleagues are doing to try and mar the whole occasion, let the conventions of parliament prevail, in which case they have indicated to us that they will want the Honorable Dominic Ayine to be elected as second deputy speaker. There are those on our side who say grant them that, let's continue to be gracious. There are those who say that if they go ahead to mar the processes, then a nomination should be brought for our good friend, the Honorable Isiama from Fomena, to take that up. But I'm sure by the time we get there, we will be quite clear on how things would have panned out overnight.
Now, I'm interested in when they indicated to you that Dominic Ayine is the one they want to present as second deputy speaker. When did they tell you this?
This has been in the halls of Parliament for the last about 3-4 days. It was actually, may I say, a back and forth between Mahama Yariga and Dominic Ayine, and they've been talking to us. I mean, let's be honest, they've been talking.
Even after they decided to bring Alban Bagwe, they've still been talking to you.
Yes, they've still been talking to us, and there are those on their side who are, making the point that this is a novel Parliament. It's 137. Therefore, no matter what happens, we should still be magnanimous. And there are those on our side who have the view that that is the way to go. There are those who are more hard-lined at it. But in the end, leadership will give guidance and then we'll follow.
So what's your view on that?
Leadership will give guidance and we'll follow.
But you think you should be magnanimous to let them have it?
Leadership will give guidance and we'll follow.
We've heard of those who say, well, if they insist, then let's punish them by taking all 4. 3, except that the Constitution then makes it impossible for that to happen because the 2 must be from parties other than yours.
And that is why some have suggested that in that case, then you nominate the Fomena
MP. Yes. If he's interested.
Yes. If you have a written consent from him.
He's arguably the most important man in Ghana right now. He can get anything he wants. He just has to ask.
Yeah.
If I were him, I would probably ask for something bigger.
Yeah.
Anyway, thank you very much for joining us.
And so congratulations to the entire country. I think if you look at the feed coming in from the Chamber of Parliament, what some expected would have been that by now there's chaos, people trying to move our friends from the other side. But if you go to the Bible, the woman who is the actual mother of the baby is the one who said, don't cut up the baby. If she wants to fight over the baby, we can do this in a magnanimous manner so that we save the beauty of the occasion. And that is the approach that the majority side has taken in this matter. After all, tonight is just a polling station in Parliament. We are here. In fact, we can choose not to sit in the chamber. We can choose to sit in the gallery. Because what will happen is that they will call the names one by one to come. If voting starts now and I'm not in the chamber, my name will be called and I'll go in and cast my ballot and I can come and sit back here. So we're not going to mar the beauty of the occasion by following this drama that our colleagues on the other side are hoping to bring up. We are clear in our minds that it's a solemn occasion and we should let the Ghanaian democracy benefit from it. You've seen the kind of awkward pictures coming from the US.
Yeah.
Is that what we want here in Ghana? No, we don't want that here in Ghana. And so we're going to have a very dignified ceremony in the wee hours of the morning and tomorrow as well in the makeshift chamber when we go for the inauguration of President Akufo-Addo and Vice President Baumia. And then we'll move it.
Let me ask you this. This is if I'm curious. I saw you emerge from the bar.
Yes.
Were you camped?
Come to know. We've been having a series of caucus meetings, and because there are different views, some are new members, etc., you can't do all of it here. So we've been at a hotel where we've gone through, the various things that we want to do, we don't want to do. There are those who have different views on how we should go about this, and you need to explain to them that these are the rules. We don't need to be radical about this. This is how we can achieve this in the end. If that is what people want to call camping, well, I won't begrudge them that. But you'll notice that I think both sides, we've been at various caucusing points, and then we've come here in buses, and we'll be doing same tomorrow as well.
When you first came in 4 years ago, did you come with a group? Everybody?
No, we didn't.
Yeah, I guess that's my curiosity.
Yeah.
Was there something special about this year that somebody said?
I think this year
let's get everybody to come together.
I think this year one of the biggest things has been the security risk. Okay. We have been warned to be very careful because there are suspicions that people could be prevented from coming in here so that you don't have the 138 to get the numbers that you are looking for, or people could even be harmed as part of this exercise. And it's important not to take anything for granted. So we've spent about 2 days or so going through a number of things particularly to get the new members aligned. I think that's what our colleagues on the other side. And I think now you're having drama unfold in the chamber. Very unfortunate.
It looks like somebody had attempted to drag somebody from their seat.
Yeah.
And as you see this unfold, that's what it looks like. I see Unitary there, and I see a lot of the leaders also there. And this obviously is a drama that Kojo said we don't want to see, but it's playing out now. I see a lot of your colleague female MPs who are yelling and heated exchange of words on the floor right now. And it appears this has to do with the seating arrangement, because somebody had taken a seat, and I see people almost gesticulating aggressively about this. I see John Chinapo, who was with us a short while ago, who was clear that he was going to lay down his life almost to ensure that
we are clear in our minds that this is what the NDC wants. This is what our friends from the NDC want. And that is why our leadership has been quite clear to our members that don't grant them this wish that they want. This is what they want, to mar the occasion, get it nasty with MPs elect arguing on the floor, throwing things up and down. This is not what you want. Yeah. And tonight, the rules are quite clear. Tonight, Parliament is only a polling station to elect the Speaker and to swear in MPs elect. Yeah, you can sit in the gallery and be called.
Parliament, that I've noted, and Kojo, we did this job together for a long time.
Yes.
You rarely see a Ghanaian parliament do this. Yes. Rarely, very rarely.
And this is what our colleagues in the NDC want to engineer. And that is why our leadership has been making the point that don't bite that bait.
But to be fair, though, we don't know who is the instigator here. To be fair, we're just watching the.
Oh, but I think
we're just watching the picture.
I think if you follow the conversation, even what we had earlier, everybody expected that our side will be on the right-hand side of the Speaker's chair. Our colleagues have gone to sit there, baiting that somebody will come and try and take a seat, etc. Leadership has explained to us that be on the left side. Let's go through the process. Let's elect the Speaker. Let the Speaker make the consequential rulings, and that can be followed. Yeah. And that's my understanding of what we are seeking to do. I don't know what exactly has happened in the last 3 minutes.
Because everybody was seated quite.
Yes, this is what we understand our colleagues want to engineer. And I don't think we have to grant them that.
Yeah, I mean, so now I see here candidate Japan, who is, well, the gentle tap on the head of his other colleague on the other side. That is, well, now there's a nice exchange of Kennedy Japan trying to calm down John Chinapo. In fact, I see another MP trying to move him away. And it appears he's the center of this. Okay, now are these your colleagues? No, this is the NDC members.
This is the NDC side.
NDC side who are
now up on their feet.
Yes.
Clapping and singing and clapping.
Singing and clapping and you know. But the thing though, because you don't have a speaker.
Yes.
You're going to have the clerk presiding.
Yes. The clerk has not even come. It's not even midnight.
Yeah.
Technically, we are still on the clock of the 7th Parliament.
and yet, we have the new MPs who are yet to be sworn in the House.
Yeah.
When this is playing out. And there's nobody to restore order like the Speaker would.
The Marshal, at this stage, is the one whose task it is to ensure that there's order in the chamber. Okay. While we wait for the clerk to assume his position and then announce to the House the proceedings that are supposed to come on. We were briefed by leadership, as I mentioned earlier, that leadership will give direction and then we'll flow. We were briefed by leadership to move, because when we came in, we were all on the sidelines. We were briefed to move in and take our seats on the other side and just be calm, allow the clerk to come in, call for the election, let the election be over, and then depending on how that election terminates, then the consequential orders will follow. The Speaker will then swear in the MPs elect. And then after that, assuming there's the appetite to elect deputy speakers, you may go ahead and do it. If there's no such appetite, there could be an adjournment, and then we go for the president swearing in tomorrow morning. I do not know exactly what has transpired in the last 2-3 minutes to now get things to degenerate.
Thank you very much. I'll allow you to see if you can go and be the peacemaker.
No, there's leadership. They will call the shots. The leadership will call.
I'm grateful that you joined us.
Thank you very much, and wish you all the best. Happy Constitution Day to you.
Sure, absolutely. I want to let's listen to the sounds a bit of what is happening on the floor. So we're still watching this unfold in Parliament right now, this chaos over the seating arrangement. If you're just joining us and may not be watching, just get onto my joyonline.com and watch this unfold there. What we are watching right now, if you're listening to us on Joy 99.7 FM, is the two sides haggling over the seat. There appears to be some commotion